Hello, everybody. My name is Kent Bewley, and this is a Mastery Journal vlog for my for the Public Relations and Reputation Management class for the New Media Journalism major at Full Sail University. So my expectations of the course were that, yeah, it was definitely going to be a bit more focused on PR, and it definitely met that expectation in terms of it being a bit more, off kilter in terms of not having to do any stories. It's basically focusing on editing the about page on my blog site, and of course shooting the about me video, basically promotional about me video, along with the content marketing video that was good. So shooting those videos were required some creativity, but I was able to get those done with. And yeah, the course was, a bit more challenging when it came to, having to take off my journalism hat and all took on the public relations hat while trying to promote my website on social media, accounts, trying to promote myself and portraying myself as a legitimate independent journalist in my content area slash beat of sports. And I feel like I've done that in a good way, and that this course definitely prepared me well for any challenges that I might face in terms of, promoting myself to any potential future employers after my time at Full Sail comes to an end. So the content of something that I enjoyed the most, or I got the most out of, was the about me video. I ended up, thinking how I could be creative in terms of promoting myself as a legitimate sports journalist, and I shot some video clips of myself at a local park where I live in Fountain Valley, the actual sports park. So it's called Fountain Valley Sports Park is where I shot those clips and of me holding different balls in terms of those cute clips of me doing those, and then eventually wearing more professional gear and talking about myself and my website. And yeah, so and of course using all the B-roll footage from previous pictures and videos from previous stories that I did in the program. And yeah, I feel like I enjoyed that the most because it definitely forced me to be a bit more, creative in being a, uh, appealing in terms of being visually appealing as a sports journalist and whatnot, in terms of, seeing myself as a legitimate source. So what I wish I could have done better this month is I kind of wish that I kind of did better at portraying my 8-step PR plan better, because this 8-step PR plan, it wasn't easy to, piece together and think, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want my focus to be? Do I want my focus to be on, serving an audience of young men who clearly can get, their sources about the big name sports from somewhere else, or do I want to be, seen as more informative in terms of talking about sporting events that, not enough people know about because they're, lower level, they're collegiate high school, amateur level sporting events, community level sporting events. So I really had to think about that and how I wanted to portray myself. And also, I didn't quite follow all my steps. I'm still not yet on Twitter or X or Facebook, even though I'm on Instagram. I just feel like, having an X account obviously comes with a, monetary cost, and, in terms of needing to verify yourself as a legitimate, account with that blue check. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to eventually do that, because eventually every journalist needs to be at least have a Twitter account, and I don't quite have that yet. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do that, what financial reliance I'm going to have, either on my own account or on someone else's. But I'm just trying to figure out that part. But I really wish I could have, executed that a bit better. So, how this course prepared me for my career? Well, it definitely prepared me for the public relations side of being a journalist. It definitely prepared me in terms of looking at, all the different challenges that I could face as a PR professional, as a PR pro. And yeah, I just looking at all the modules and whatnot in terms of the theories from this past week, the PR, communication theories, the elaboration likelihood model, and the other ones. and all the other content that I've read about in terms of, self-promotion, it definitely gave me, more insight into, how journalists need to present themselves to not just and to their potential employers, but also to the public at large, having their own website, and of course, portraying yourself as a very accurate journalist and whatnot in terms of being a legitimate source of news and, you know, trying to convince your audience that and also showing your audience that you are indeed a legitimate source, encouraging them to, click and subscribe, encouraging them not to scroll on the different websites and understanding that they could definitely invest some time in reading about stories that they would otherwise be unaware of. So I feel like, it's definitely a progress, and I feel confident in my ability to use these PR skills and things to my advantage. Following some sets of the of the sets of my 8-step PR plan in the future will be definitely a good thing in order to portray myself as a legitimate journalist, but also a good public relations communicator as well. The public relations ends up being a potential career path that I might want to take. So I feel like this course gave me some good insight. So only a couple courses left and almost to graduation. I feel like I am inching ever closer to my ambitions and goals, and I definitely have had some changes this month. So I thank you for listening to this video, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.